Hey everyone, Live It Like Lacey here. Welcome back to another video. Yes, we are finally getting round to doing the Q&A video. I am so far behind with all my videos. It's incredible. I've got 2 weeks off work now, so I'm hoping over the next 2 weeks I will have caught up with everything. So today we're doing the Q&A. I've already filmed the keto dinners. I just need to edit it, like sit down and actually put it together. Also my dad's story time, the whole drama surrounding selling his house. I've got to film that for you guys. I've got a couple more haul videos. Oh, there's just so many I need to get through. So I'm hoping with this next 2 weeks off work, I will have finally caught up with everything. But before we do that, I have got an exciting bit of happy mail that I want to open and share with you guys. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it yet. So the company is called BOBBLEHEAD Craft. Now, if any of you guys are a fan of The Office, you might remember that Dwight had an image of himself as a bobblehead. Ever since I saw that, I've been obsessed with these things and I've always wanted one. I think it might have been even last year. I was looking into them to get like one done of the kids and Michael and everything as like a Christmas present. But I don't know, my mind went off and I completely forgot about them. But then BOBBLEHEAD Craft actually contacted me and asked me to design a little bobblehead for me and send it out to me. And oh my God, did I jump at this chance. I could not believe it. I'm so excited to see it. Let's just open it up and have a look. And this has been sat on my desk for over a week.
I want to see this.
And you want to see it as well? Oh, I'm so excited. So we'll have a look at it first and then I'll tell you a bit about the company and how the process works. So it comes pretty well packed. Oh, I'm so excited. You've got no clue. Let's unveil it. Oh my God. Okay, I'll unveil it. I'll unveil it first and then I'll show you guys what the actual... Hilarious. It's even got the same pants that I'm wearing. This is amazing. How freaking... Wait, let me put my glasses on. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I'm actually wearing the same top and everything. Oh my God. I mean, okay, my hair's a little bit shorter now because I've had it cut last week, but have a look, it's actually me. It's me with the shirt and everything. Oh my God, I'm too excited. My little Converse shoes. This is actually me. And they've even put a little plaque. I'll actually tilt you down. I'm just too excited. This is amazing. And it's a bobblehead, so it actually wobbles as well. This is so cool. The kids are looking at it so jealous. Oh my God, that is actually me. Oh my God, oh my God, they've even got my piercings. Have a look, my lip piercing, my little eyebrow piercings. Oh, that is amazing. Oh my God, that is so amazing. So this is the actual website, and at the moment they're having a buy one, get one 45% off sale. So that's already a good savings. This is actually an American website, so I think the prices are currently in American dollars. Now that I've actually seen the quality of the item up close, I am definitely going to be doing one of these for the kids and for Michael for Christmas this year. They've actually got artists working on these. They're not just a 3D printed model kind of thing. They're actually created by artists. So that means they're 100% handmade. And the materials that they use are all non-toxic. They're all multicolored, as you can see here. They've got many, many different scenarios you can pick, or you can even go full custom and just send them a picture of exactly what you want, or you can also just pick a base like a base sort of body, and then they'll customize your face on that body. So it depends on how custom you want to go with these things. So like I was saying, all the materials that they use are non-toxic, they're multicolored, and they're also all eco-friendly as well. So basically all you need to do to get the process started is a couple of high quality photos. So I'll show you the photos that I sent them. At the time of putting my photos in, I didn't actually know how customizable they could actually get. Like, I didn't know that they would copy your clothes exactly. So these are the 3 photos I took. So I've got that one for my face, and I said if it's possible, because I saw some of their models had like Converse style shoes on, so I took a photo of my Converse shoes because I'm always in them. So I said, if it's possible, can you put me in just like black pants and Converse style shoes? And I said, for the top, if you can just do something like pink with black sleeves. So I sent him a picture of this top, and they've basically recreated that top exactly, like to the picture on it, to me pinching the like, you know, that was sort of the pose they had me in, is me pinching the top to, you know, show the camera. So yeah, and this was the in progress image that they sent, just to make sure you're happy with it. So they'll send you little updates all along the way of the process to make sure you're 100% happy with what they're doing. But have a look at that. Like, it is exactly me. Like, that's before the hair went on, obviously, because when they sent that to me, I'm like, oh, the face I'm so happy with. Like, that's 100%. I said, but will they be putting hair on it? Like, I wasn't sure if that was actually it. And she goes, oh, yeah, no worries. We still put the hair. You can have as many updates as you need. So if you feel like, oh, I want my glasses to look different, or, you know, whatever the case is, they'll do adjustments for you, no problem. So, oh, I was wrapped. When they sent me that photo, I was over the moon. I'm like, my God, that is exactly me in a bobblehead. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, basically all you need is a couple of high definition facial photos for them to design a product. Like, you can choose one of these little body templates that they've already got on there. I mean, they've got so many. If you go up to the top here, you can sort by gender. So if you want one for a male, they've got all different like male poses. So like, this would have been good for Michael when he was still in the police. And at the time when I was looking at these, he was, and that was probably the one I was going to get. So lucky I didn't get it at the time. They've got many different ones. I'm probably going to get something like that for Jamie. He's all into that sort of bodybuilding. But yeah, look, you can see there's like 25 pages of different body models already done. Or if you want to send them a photo of, like, this is the pose I want, and, you know, with you holding a camera or something like that, you can send them that and they will duplicate it 100% as well. They do unlimited proofing just to ensure that you're happy and that, you know, they're capturing the images and everything that you want. And then even on the base, as you could see with my one, they can put a little plaque on the base. So I just had Live It Like Lisa put on the base of mine, so they can put like a little plaque on the base as well. They make perfect gifts, especially for those people that are really hard to find a gift for. Everyone's gonna love a bobblehead of themselves. Like, it'll be a winner, like a graduation gift or a workplace gift, birthday gift. Like I said, I'm gonna be buying one each for the kids and Michael for Christmas, so that'll be one of their gifts for Christmas. And yeah, I just think they're perfect, especially for those hard to get people. So if you're interested in checking them out, have a look. Bobblehead Craft is the website. I will leave my link down below, as well as a coupon code for you guys, so you can save some money on your order. And yeah, definitely check them out. I am absolutely wrapped with mine. 100% love it so much. I've put her up here now, just so you can see her in the background. Oh my God, guys, I'm over the moon. Like, it's so cute. So I just want to say a big, huge thank you to Bobblehead Craft for reaching out to me. I am absolutely wrapped with my bobblehead, and be on the lookout for an order of 3 more coming your way shortly. Oh gosh. Now, let's get on to the Q&A finally, hey? I think you do have some questions. Oh, okay, first question for Jessie.
Wait. Dave!
All right.
You're in the video looking like that.
Why not?
Oh my God, no, you're not. You cannot. She's just come home from working at the dairy farm.
So what questions do
She's
I have?
covered in cow shit and smells like sour milk. You need to go change.
Well, they can't smell me.
All right. Okay, so first question that I can see is, Jessie, how much do you miss your mum now that you're at work every day?
Are you sure someone asked that?
They did. I didn't actually write the names of everyone that asked, but
I'm pretty sure Live It Like Lisa wrote that one.
100%. If that was your question, leave your name in the comments below. Someone 100% asked that. How much do you miss your mum now that you're at work every day? How much?
About as much as you miss me when I'm at work.
Not at all. Not at all.
There's your answer.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
Well, you said it.
All right. What else have we got? What is Jessie's current job? I think I just said that.
Yes.
So she works at a local dairy farm,
Yes.
milking the cows.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can see, have a look at her jumper. This is pretty much what she comes home looking like every day. Covered head to toe in cow shit and smelling like a mixture of cow shit and sour milk. It's wonderful.
It is so good.
I love it.
Me too. It's so fun.
It's disgusting.
You get to feed baby calves and chase cows, but the cows don't do much running.
Yeah.
So you just kind of walk.
She actually enjoys her job, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, apart from getting up super early in the morning. So she has 2 shifts. She's got to do the morning shift, which used to start at 3 in the morning, was it? 3 or 4 in the morning?
4, but I had
4.
to get up at 3.
Yeah, so it used to start at 4 in the morning and go till about 10 or 11. But I think because of the winter and all of that, they've changed it to now, what time do you have to start?
6.
6. So it's a little bit more of a
great.
decent, yeah. So what time would you leave here? About 5:30?
Yeah.
About 5:30 she leaves, which is, I mean, still super early, especially when it's winter. But yeah, no, she loves it. She's really enjoying it.
fun.
Jamie's job is currently a professional PC player. So he basically sits on his computer all day. Nah, he's actually been working with Michael. So Michael now, he's left the police. He doesn't have the cafe. Michael's doing like property maintenance. That's mainly his business. So anything to do with property maintenance, whether it's lawns, gardens, cleaning, like exterior cleaning, odd jobs around the house, fly screens, window, anything that you need doing on your property is basically what he does. So Jamie's been tagging along with him for certain jobs that need 2 people. And then when he's not working with Michael, he's been working on his car in the garage. He's got an old car that he's bought, same model as my white Falcon. It's like a 98 model Falcon. Can you get him out? What the hell, Deeth? So he's been, yeah, getting that car up and running. That was the car, that was the parts car that Michael bought to pull parts off to fix the white Falcon. So they've, yeah, now because they didn't realize when they bought it that it actually had a running engine and it was a good car, that it was actually working, Jamie's now fixing that car up. So once that car's running and registered, he's going to go for an electrician apprenticeship. So that's his goal at the moment. Oh my God, does it really need to join?
I didn't go the other way.
Creepy, creepy doll. Don't get any cow poop on her. So if you didn't see my Instagram, this is the new addition to our family. She is freaking massive. She's like 1 meter tall. The Annabelle doll from The Conjuring. Yeah, that's Jessie's new purchase.
I love her.
And it sits on a rocking chair in her bedroom. Wow. Yeah. So if you haven't seen my Instagram, check out my Instagram. It was one of the first reels that I've ever put on my Instagram of her rocking in her rocking chair.
She loves it.
Creepy, creepy
She told
doll.
me.
She's actually pretty.
She is.
Like, no, she's not. I'm just saying that because I don't want her to stab me when I'm sleeping. So, back to the Q&A. This is going to be a long Q&A. Just make sure you can see my bubble head in the background there. So what work does Jessie do? We've gone through that. What work does Mike do? So I basically said that. So he was in the police and then he decided he wanted to open up a little cafe close to the beach, well, pretty much on the beach, which he did. And then 2 weeks later, the whole Corona thing happened, and yeah, it just ruined it. It just really ruined it. We struggled. I mean, the cafe that he bought, it wasn't a new cafe. It had been there for over 30 years, well established. It was running great. It was everything was supposed to be all 100%, and up until the whole Corona shutdowns, it was running great. Like, it was a real busy little cafe, and then Corona happened, and it just, like many other small businesses, it just ruined everything. So yeah, we pretty much closed that down. And I think since maybe the beginning of last year, he's been doing property maintenance, and he hasn't even advertised or put any information out or anything, just basically word of mouth, and it's kept him quite busy. He's been doing that, which has been really good, and he seems to be enjoying it and being his own boss. So yeah, that's what Mike does. As far as what I do, I'm like not really going to say where I work, but I basically do invoicing for the company, in accounts and that sort of thing. Yeah, basically invoicing is what I do all the invoicing for the company. So I was going into the office prior to the whole Corona thing, but since then I've been able to work from home, which has been a godsend, because it's about an hour's drive, just under an hour's drive each way. So it's definitely saved a lot of my own personal time. Just not having to go out and interact with people has been a real godsend for me in that regard. So yeah, long story short, that's what we all do. So Jamie finished school last year, and usually I let my kids have a year off. Jessie had a year off just to relax and not do anything. I don't even think she ended up taking the full year off. I think she already then got herself a little job here and there. So yeah, I just said to him, look, just chill out for a year, and unless there's something in particular you want to do, like you want to pursue something straight away, go for it. But otherwise, you can I allow them to have a year off to do whatever they want to do, even if that means doing nothing. But then after that year, then they need to have their life and shit sorted so that they've got, you know, a path of where they want to go. So Jamie's got about 6 months, 5 or 6 months left before he needs to sort his shit out. But I think his car should be up and running within the next couple of weeks. So I think as soon as he's got that car registered, one of his mates who also has an electrician apprenticeship with this company will be hopefully taking him on as well. So yeah, that's where we're all up to as far as work goes. Where do you live? Well, I'm not going to give you my street address. If you've been following me for a while, you probably almost can guess where I live, but we basically live on the mid-north coast. So we're about halfway between Taree and Port Macquarie, and it's like all dairy farms and everything where we live. So yeah, mid-north coast. We used to live in Sydney, in West Hoxton, which is sort of southwest Sydney near Liverpool Way. We used to live there, like growing up, from being kids and growing up. Then we moved out then when Michael got a job in the police, he was working at Bankstown Police Station for a while. Then we moved to Boomai, which is a small rural town about 100 k's north of Moree. So about 8 hours inland and right near the Queensland and New South Wales border. We lived there for about 5 years while Michael was doing police work out there. And then we moved over here to the mid-north coast around about 2017. We moved here and been here ever since. And unless we're downsizing to a smaller house and a bigger property, I can't really see us moving from here anytime soon. So next question. So I didn't write who sent me the questions. I just was basically trying to gather them all from the comment section. So someone had asked, how far do you think minimalism should go? I mean, it's up to every individual, in all honesty. I would be probably more minimal in the house if it was just me, but obviously I need to consider other people's requirements of things and what they feel is useful in their own house. So yeah, it's hard for me to say. I mean, I like to be minimal in stuff that I use every day, but then again, I'm not very minimal when it comes to my craft stuff. I've got so much stuff that I haven't even used yet. So yeah, it's really up to the individual what you're comfortable living with. Jamie is way more minimal in his room than Jessie is. Jessie's one of those that likes to have lots of stuff everywhere. So she's a bit of a collector in that regard. And I mean, if I wanted to be minimal, I couldn't expect her to be if that's not her style. But yeah, I just think do what's comfortable for you. I feel where I changed in my attitude to like my home and things like that was that the things I had in my home were just creating more work for me than they were giving me pleasure. So having all the extra stuff that I needed to dust and clean around and pick up and move every time I wanted to clean, that was taking more of my time than all of that stuff was giving me pleasure. So that's kind of what, when I started stripping away a lot of my decor, where that all came from. I feel a lot happier and a lot lighter, and I feel like I can keep on top of the house a lot better without all the extra decor and without all the extra furniture. And I'm just embracing the open space and not feeling the need to fill it up with anything. There's nothing wrong with having a big open space in your house if that's what you're comfortable with. Now, when I look at that, you know, the big area where we've got rid of the whole IKEA lounge thing, when I look back at photos of how that area looked before, I look at it and think, oh yeah, it did look pretty, it did look nice, but at the end of the day, it wasn't practical having it at this stage in my life. Having a white lounge with a husky that lives inside that is constantly got muddy paws, it's just not practical. And I feel better now, even though the house might not look as pretty, it's just a lot easier to manage. It's a lot easier just to run the Roomba over that area, run the mop over that area and clean it all than it was having all the extra decor to worry about with the dog and the cat and all of that sort of thing. So I feel minimalism should go as far as what makes your life easier to live with. So that's my answer to that, I guess.
My answer to that is if there's a little tiny space on the shelf, like
Fill
right
it.
here,
Fill it.
put stuff on it.
Yeah, see? I feel like whatever makes your life happier and easier to live is how far you should go with your minimalism or maximalism, whatever you like. Someone has asked, have you kept baby things and heirlooms? Now, again, I did have, like I kept the locks of hair of my kids and all their little baby teeth and I'm just like, I went through it maybe a couple of years ago now, and I looked at these rotten little baby teeth in a Ziploc bag going, why am I keeping these? Like, why do I feel the need to keep a lock of hair and baby teeth? Like all of that sort of stuff I really just got rid of, because I'm thinking, why do we keep our kids' rotten teeth? It's just so weird. So I got rid of that. As far as heirlooms, we don't really have, we kind of do have a couple of heirlooms, more so from Michael's side of the family. Like he's got this massive ship in his man cave that's been passed down from generation to generation. I think we're on maybe the 3rd or 4th generation of this ship being passed down. So that's kind of an heirloom, I guess. I can't think that we have any others. Like there's definitely not really anything from my side of the family. And I'm not sentimental about stuff like that either. I don't have things from, like my mum's passed away quite a while ago, but I don't keep things from her to hold on to the memory of her, if that makes any sense. Like all my memories of my mum are in my head. Like I don't have certain things that I won't throw out or I won't get rid of because it belonged to my mum. Like in that regard, I don't have any sentimental value attached to it. Even we've got a few old teddies that we had when we were babies. I'm all for getting rid of them because I just think, why are we keeping them? Our kids don't want them. Their kids are not going to want them. I just can't see the point in keeping them. But yeah, so I'm not very sentimental or attached to actual things. So for me, it's very easy to get rid of stuff. So I don't have a lot of baby heirlooms or baby things that I've kept really. Maybe I think I kept one blanket that the kids came home in, and maybe one outfit that they came home in, like one of each. That's about all I can think of. I have kept some of their schoolwork and stuff as they were going through the grades from preschool, but again, it all fits in one small box. It's not like masses and masses of things. So yeah, I'm just not attached to stuff. I mean, I love my craft room stuff, and I'd be sad if that went, but I wouldn't be devastated as such, because it's like it's stuff you can always get again. So yeah, hope that answers that question. When are you building a shelter for Rolly? I know, guys. Look, Rolly is the loveliest horse, such a sweet and beautiful horse, but he is so destructive. And we have tried to figure out shelters for him, but there's nothing we have come up with that he won't destroy. And he's not destroying it because he's bad or anything like that. He's always wanting to scratch his butt and itch his back. So he tends to push up against things to rub his butt on them. And there's nothing that we've been able to come up with that's been strong enough that will stay up for him pushing up against it. With him being an ex-racehorse, he's developed this habit of like wind-sucking, or cribbing, some people call it, where they will rest their teeth onto anything, whether it be a pole, whatever they can get their teeth onto, a gate, a pole, a fence, a car, whatever. And so they'll rest their teeth on that, and then suck in a breath like that actually goes into their stomach and fills their stomach up, and it kind of gives them a high, and they get addicted to it. So we've basically wind-suck proofed his whole paddock, so there's nothing in his paddock he can actually do that on, because it's actually very detrimental to them to do it as well. Not only does it wear their teeth down by them, you know, putting their teeth on things all the time, but it also, because their stomach is filling up with air, it stops them eating, so then they don't eat. It can create ulcers. It's just not a good habit for them to have. So we've done everything we can to make his paddock wind-suck proof. So there's nothing he can rest his teeth on to do that with. So in that regard, we've kept him good. But so then that also then limits the type of structure we can build, because we need to make sure whatever we're building, he's not able to do that to. So if you're building like an actual, you know, structure that's got beams going across, he's going to be able to get onto those beams and do this wind sucking on. So we haven't really been able to come up with anything that's Rolly proof in that regard. We've tried having him under the shed where the gym is. We've tried having him under that awning when we've had like the flooding rains and that. We brought him under there just to get him out of the rain, and he pushed up onto the garage, the roller door, and pushed the whole roller door in and off the tracks. And then we fixed all that up, and then another time he was pushing against the steel poles that hold the veranda part up and bent all those and nearly pulled the whole freaking structure down. So yeah, there's just nothing really, apart from maybe planting a big old tree that will have years and years to grow. There's nothing we've been able to find that we can do. At the moment, he's got like a little shell, sort of like a vine. There's like vines growing across the back fence, and that sort of provides a bit of like shade and shelter for him there. But then again, in that area where he does go, he's rubbing his butt up against the poles that are holding up the fence line down there, and he's loosening all those poles up as well. So yeah, unfortunately, look, he's lived his whole life without a shelter after he come off the racetrack. And the weather out here is quite mild anyway, from winter to summer. It's not extremes of weather. Like I think even on the mid-north coast, like the temperature range is quite even all year round. So, I mean, yeah, he's been fine. I mean, you know, he does get under the shelter every now and again when we fence off a little area in our home, like where the house is. But yeah, we have not been able to find anything suitable. So if anyone out there has horses, that maybe have similar situations to that, and you can maybe offer me some advice or ideas or something that we could probably build that he won't destroy, I'm all ears, because we've just exhausted all of our ideas that we try and come up with. We try and come up with all these different ideas, and then we're like, oh yeah, but he'll do this or he'll do that. And yeah, so at this stage, we haven't been able to come up with anything. Another question someone asked, how long have you been married? My God, I don't even know. How long have we been married? So we got married in 1996, because I remember, and the only reason I remember when we got married was because we bought our house, our first house, 2 years before that. So we bought our first house in 1994, and then I remember a couple of weeks after settling in, we had my 21st birthday in that house, and then 2 years pretty much after buying that house, we then actually got married. So it was 96. So in 2026, that will be 30 years. So we're only in 2023. So 27 years we've been married, but we've been together since I was 15. So I am now 49. You do the maths. I don't know, we've been together a long time. Next question someone has asked is, has work made any suggestions to go back to the office? In our workplace, the option is there. So if those that want to go back to the office full-time, part-time, once a week, whatever, you're welcome to go as often or as little as you like at this stage. They have been trying to suggest maybe like a once a month, at least a once a month team in the office day, so that we can go through things. But yeah, there's been no real big push to get everyone back into the office, because I think the bigger bosses themselves actually prefer the flexibility of it as well. So I think they're not in a big hurry to get everyone back into the office. And in all honesty, I don't know how I'll be able to do it again. Really, like I really don't know how I used to do it prior to, like, it's so long ago now. I don't know how I used to get up that early and drive to work and back every day, in all honesty, because I'm so exhausted at the end of the week as it is. So I don't even know if I'd be able to do it anymore. I don't know. I hope not, because it's so much more convenient being at home. You know, just always having someone at home as well is like, not that we need to worry about safety or security where we are, but just having someone at home all the time is like so much better anyway. Just for the dog as well, that the dog's not left alone. If we've got couriers coming, there's always someone home. You know, the septic guy that needs to check that, the electricity, all of that sort of thing. Like it's always better to have someone at home anyway. So hopefully not. Hopefully we can stay working from home forever. I don't see why not. I mean, if they actually said for us, the productivity went right up once everyone was working from home. So why would they want to jeopardize that if it's still continuing to be, you know, productive for them? So yeah, hopefully not. Keto resources, someone has asked if I had any keto resources that I use. Look, there's quite a few keto YouTube channels that I don't watch regularly. I'm subscribed to, but I don't actually watch them. But maybe if I'm looking for some recipe ideas, I might go to those channels to get some ideas for recipes. So I can't think of them off the top of my head at the moment, but I will leave them in the description box below, any YouTube channels that I visit for keto resources. The biggest keto resource as far as information about the keto lifestyle, the main one I go to is Dr. Eric Berg. I just find he's just very straightforward with his advice, very easy to understand, simple to understand. He doesn't go into too much technical bull crap that you can't understand. He just keeps it really to the point and pretty simple, and the stuff that he says makes sense to me. But if you're doing any sort of keto lifestyle change or whatever, probably if you have a regular doctor, maybe best to see them first. You know, don't take my advice, I'm not a doctor, but they're the ones that I use for my information. Someone has asked, what's the mountain where you live? I think it's called like Nellie's Peak or Nellie's Point. Okay, another person has asked, do you have grocery stores or super centers like a Walmart? So here in Australia, we don't actually have any kind of supermarket that has like all your food. Like it's not like it's a one-stop shop for food, clothing, sporting goods, department store all mixed into one. We don't have anything like that that I can think off the top of my head. Ours are nearly always separate. So we'll have a food grocery store and then we'll have the department store. They're always like separate. So the main ones that we have here in Australia are Woolworths, Coles, which is different to the Coles in America, and IGA is another fairly big one. So it's those three, Woolworths, Coles and IGA are our main grocery stores, and all they sell is food and groceries. And then as far as department stores, like where you can buy clothes, back to school stuff, home decor, bed sheets, electrical goods, stuff like that, they're all separate from the food stores. So the main stores we have in Australia that sell those sort of things would be your Target, which is nothing like the Target you guys have. It's nothing like it's super, super small, like it just sells, doesn't have food or anything attached to it. So Target, Big W, Kmart, they're the three main department stores. Yeah, if you want to buy Christmas presents and stuff like that, those are the three main stores: Kmart, Big W and Target. We also have, so similar to your dollar stores, but again, nothing in these shops are just $1. Our ones are the Reject Shop, Crazy Clark's. I'm trying to think, because where we live, we don't have access to a lot of these sort of stores. They're mostly sort of in the more built up city areas. I can't think off the top of my head, but we do have a couple of those like dollar type stores as well. Hot Bargain, yeah, that's another one, Hot Bargain. But yeah, no big super store. We do have Costco, like here in Australia, but not nowhere near where we live, mostly in Sydney, I guess. Newcastle's got one. Yeah, Newcastle would be our closest, bigger kind of city, and that's about 2 hours away from where we are. Me and Jessie are hopefully going to be heading to Newcastle around her birthday, October time, and do a bit of a weekend away, girls' weekend away, doing a bit of shopping. Our whole shopping experience is about 1/10 of what you have in America. So yeah, it's nothing. Someone has asked, how do we celebrate our birthdays? So usually for birthdays, we do a birthday present. Now for the kids, for their 18th, Jamie had his 18th this year, we normally give them money. Here in Australia, the 18th is actually quite a big party for most people as well, because that's when you're officially an adult here in Australia. So a lot of people tend to have a big 18th party, and then again for 21 as well. So because we're not big party people, I said to the kids, okay, because we're not having a big 18th party, we gave them, you know, a largish sum of money so that they could do whatever they want with it. For the 18th, they got a wad of cash, and we normally do a present, we do a cake, and then a special dinner. So whatever they want to choose for dinner, whether they want to get sushi platters, whether they want to go out to a restaurant, get takeaway in, whatever they choose, they get to choose the dinner, choose the cake, and then we'd normally do a present, and that's it. We don't tend to do parties or anything like that. So just had to do a battery change. So yeah, that's basically what we do for birthdays. What is Jamie and Jessie's current job? We did that. Are they still in school? So no, Jessie finished 2 years ago and Jamie finished last year. So even though they're about 22 months apart in age, we got Jamie starting school a little bit earlier, so they're only 1 year apart in school. So they're all finished now. I think Jessie's looking to go back to studying vet nursing. She's looking into that currently. And yeah, well, like I was telling you before, Jamie's probably going to be starting an electrician apprenticeship very shortly. So what subjects did they take? I know Jessie took a lot of ag type subjects, so agriculture. They do the basics like English, and I don't really know, to be honest. We didn't really put a lot of invested interest in school. I just feel like the school systems these days are quite hopeless at preparing kids for the real world. So yeah, I didn't put a lot of emphasis on them having to, you know, study every waking minute of their day. I just said, look, just do your best and get school out the way and then get some life experience, because neither of them were that interested in going to uni for anything. So, you know, at the end of the day, I
studied English
Yep.
because you have to.
Yeah.
You don't even have to study maths anymore.
That's right.
It's crazy. So I didn't study maths because I hated it.
Maths. Yeah.
So I studied English, biology, primary industries, which is basically agriculture.
Yeah.
I studied woodwork for a little bit, but I got rid of it because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I did hospitality.
That's right. Yeah.
That was horrible, but I got a certificate.
Yep.
And I did animal studies.
That's right.
At TAFE.
At TAFE. So that was like almost
that
like
counted as a class.
Yeah, introducing you to vet nursing and stuff like that.
I only had 5 subjects.
Yeah, and I think Jamie did construction, which he actually you came first in agriculture at your school, didn't you, when you did it for the like the final year?
And I came top 3 in every other subject apart from biology.
Yeah, so I mean, they got to pick the subjects they want, and because they got to pick them, they did well at them. So I think Jessie got first in agriculture, and which was the primary industries, and I think she was top 3 in all the other subjects. And I think Jamie took a lot of like I think he took like construction, so he did an electrical course at TAFE. What else did he do? His was all mainly surrounded into like construction, electrician, and all of that sort of thing. I think he came first in construction at his school. And then the rest of them, I don't know what he did, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, I didn't really... Oh, he did English, but I think he did not very good in English. Not very good at all. But yeah, like I said before, I didn't put a lot of emphasis on schoolwork with my kids. I just saw how the school system worked, and I didn't really think it made much of a difference in their lives, especially because they weren't interested in doing anything at uni. I just thought, well, you know, just get through it and then go out and get your apprenticeship or get whatever qualifications you need to do the job that you want to do. So, and here in Australia, the whole going to college thing is not a big deal like it is in America. Like, it's not like a lot of kids will go to uni if they need to do specific degrees for their job, but it's not a whole rite of passage here in Australia. Like, a lot of kids don't actually go to uni unless they really have to. Which we call uni, which is what you guys call college. Does Jessie have a YouTube channel? No, she used to have I think it was called Jessie Jordan, her YouTube channel, but she's just not interested in that. Like, neither of my kids are interested in social media at all, which I know seems really strange because that's their generation, but I mean, Jamie, he barely checks his messages, let alone anything on social media. Yeah, neither of them are into it. Jessie did have a YouTube channel for a while, but her dad was very heavily involved in it, and he wasn't allowing her to be herself. It was all very scripted, and yeah, she wasn't enjoying it. So yeah, it wasn't her thing, so she's not doing it anymore. She just enjoys coming and disrupting my channel for a few minutes a day and then going off and leaving me to edit it all out. Yeah. So that's basically as far as YouTube as what she goes.
Let me add another 5 minutes to
see?
Bam!
Such a dickhead. Okay, someone has asked, what is your favourite Turkish drama? Now, in all honesty, I haven't watched any Turkish dramas for a long time now. I just haven't had a chance. I've actually been trying to catch up on my YouTube channels that I watch, and I just haven't had a chance to watch anything else. So I haven't watched any for a while. But my favourite Turkish drama, absolutely forever, was Ekenshi Kush. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Early Bird, whatever it was called, with my 2 favourites. Still to this day was my favourite. Oh, One that I have watched recently, now what was it called? Was it called The Tailor? It was on Netflix. It was a Turkish drama series. I'm pretty sure it was just the first season that I watched. I'm pretty sure they're going to do a second one. That was a Turkish one as well, even though it was dubbed in English. So The Tailor, that was really good. That was on Netflix. That was the last one I've watched, I think. Favorite actors. Favorite actors. Who do I... Oh, Henry Cavill. Absolutely love him. He is a dish. He is so freaking... I've just recently discovered him again. God, he's lovely. I've just started watching The Tudors, which is really old, like super old. I think it's like 10 or 12 years old now. And he's in that. It's a TV series. It's on... I'm pretty sure it's either on Netflix or Stan here in Australia, called The Tudors. It's like a Henry VIII kind of series. And Henry Cavill is in that, along with... who's the main guy that's in it? Oh, frig. He played Elvis in one of the movies. I can't... Something Reese. I can't think of his name, but he's got a similar look to Elvis. I'm pretty sure he played Elvis in one of his movies, you creepy child.
She's my favourite actor.
So, yeah, Henry Cavill, love him. He is perfection to me as far as looks. I haven't seen a lot of his films. I still haven't even really watched that Sherlock Holmes movies that he's been in, so maybe I might watch those while I'm off as well. I find Mark Wahlberg, not that I find him attractive or anything, but I find he does good movies. Like I always enjoy movies that he's done. That's all I can think of at the moment. My favourite current movie... Well, we just watched Cocaine Bear yesterday, which was one of Michael's birthday presents. He got Cocaine Bear DVD for his birthday. Oh God, that definitely not it. It was so dumb. I hate movies with big creatures in it, or creatures that are like abnormal, like anything with a big snake or a big shark or a big crocodile. Like I just hate all those sort of movies. So yeah, I didn't enjoy Cocaine Bear. I haven't watched any movies for a long time. I find I don't have the attention span to sit through a movie anymore. But me and Jessie are going to go see the Barbie movie on the weekend, and I do want to watch that Oppenheimer movie. That looks really good. I really love Earth disaster movies. I find those fascinating. Like anything that destroys the Earth. I know it's freaking morbid, but I enjoy those movies. You know, like Deep Impact, and the ones where any asteroids are coming to the Earth, or there's a big flood, or anything like that. I really enjoy those like disaster movies. What else? Someone has asked my favorite online store and why. Oh my God. Okay, well, the main ones I go to, you guys would know this by now, is Temu, AliExpress, and Shein. They're my three favorites. I like Shein for the fashion. I find that I can get some nice, like, not that I buy many different kinds of bottoms, but I find I get a lot of nice tops from Shein. So I like Shein for the clothing, and Temu and AliExpress just for all my journaling and like bits and pieces, crafts and stuff like that. You can't go past them. They're basically the only shops that I really shop on. I don't do a lot of online shopping in all... Well, okay, seriously. No, normally I don't do a lot of online shopping. Just recently I've been feral. Like I've actually been feral with it. And I've still got more like hauls to show you guys. Some sponsored, some not. So yeah, I've really, but I do have to stop because it's getting into a bit of a habit. But yeah, I've got to stop. But like I said, normally I don't do a lot of online shopping, and if I do, it will be from either of those three places mostly. Like that's all I do. We don't really have, we've got Amazon here in Australia, but it's not as good, and not, well, I don't find it as good as the Amazon that you get in America. Like, yeah, I find it's quite expensive, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't really shopped on there a lot. I do actually have 2 vouchers. I think I've got about $200 worth of gift vouchers to use on Amazon. So maybe I'll have a look to see if there's anything interesting on there that I can get. What else? My current goals for 2023. Oh my gosh. Well, look, my main goal for the rest of this year is to lose at least another 10 kilos, so that I've lost maybe between 20 and 30 kilos by the end of this year. I feel like I've put probably quite a few kilos back on over the last couple of weeks because I just haven't been doing it. Like, we've just had birthdays after birthdays and I've just been overindulging and not exercising. So I also am spending this next 2 weeks that I have off work trying to get myself back on track with that as well. So yeah, I want to try and have maybe a total of 20 to 30 kilos gone from my body by the end of this year. That's my main goal. There's not really any goals that I have as far as the house or anything else, because we're pretty much, I feel like I'm pretty much on top of everything, and that, you know, we've got everything under control in that regard. I just mainly want to focus on my health. Probably also get into more journaling and crafting and art and stuff like that, maybe for the end of this year. That will be another goal. Yeah, that's about it. What next? When kids move out, so when the kids move out, will we stay here or downsize? I think I touched on this, one of the very first questions. In all honesty, moving is just such a friggin' pain in the ass. So as much as I would probably like to go into a smaller house, but on more land, like currently we're on about just under 3 acres. I'd like to have like 100 acres and a smaller house. But just the thought of packing up all of our stuff and moving is just too daunting for me to even contemplate. So unless something magical happens where we can afford someone to actually do it all for us, I honestly can't see us moving. Then again, when the kids move out, who knows, in a few years after that, once they've got their families established, depending on where they're all living, maybe we might want to move closer to them if they're sort of moved away. Yeah, well, it's funny because currently Jessie's still very keen to live in Tasmania, which is at the arse end of Australia. And Jamie, I think currently either wants to live in Sydney or the Gold Coast, or, you know, up in... He doesn't really like the rural lifestyle. There's just nothing for him to do here. I think he's more into like the city lifestyle where there's, you know, you're close to things and there's stuff to do. So yeah, we might have Jessie in Tasmania and Jamie on the Gold Coast. And I guess if we moved back to Sydney, we'd probably almost be halfway between both of them. But yeah, no, we'd never move back to the city. So I don't know. At this stage, I don't have any intention to move. It's just too daunting. We've got too much stuff to pack up and leave, and yeah, I'm pretty happy here anyway. It would have to be a pretty damn special place for us to pack up where we are now and move there. So unless we win lotto and, you know, it's some super duper place and we can just pay someone to pack everything up and unpack it all and build all the fences and have all the landscaping done and everything, unless they've got someone to do all that, yeah, I just can't see us doing it all again. Too much. So yeah, I think we'll stay here. Someone has asked, what is your income like working from home? So my income hasn't changed since working from home. We're not getting less because we're working at home. We're not getting more. It's basically stayed the same. So our workplace is part government owned anyway, so I don't think anyone like being employed by our company today would be on any less than I would be for the same job. Like whatever the job pay rate is, that's what everyone would get, regardless of whether you're going into the office every day or you're working from home. So it's just, this is the job title, this is the rate of pay that job title gets, and everyone will get that regardless of if you're man, woman, green, purple, you know, from space, from Earth. Like if you're doing that job, you're all getting the same amount of money, no matter where you are, where you work and whatever. So yeah, and for me now, not having to travel into work every day, especially with petrol prices here in Australia, like petrol prices where we live is about $1.80 per litre at the moment. So I just filled the Hummer up. It was $130 just to fill the Hummer up. And if I was traveling to work back and forth, I would have to fill that up 2 times. So if it would be full on Monday, I would have to fill it up again by about Wednesday or Thursday. That's a big chunk of money. And that's just the petrol, not only the petrol, then you've got new tires because you're traveling there, and because it's about, I think it's about 120 Ks that I would travel each day. So 60 Ks, about 65 Ks there and back. And yeah, that's like wear and tear on your tires, your whole car as a whole, petrol. So yeah, just being able to work from home has saved a hell of a lot of money in that regard. And that's another thing too, even just cost-wise, I don't even think we could afford it, because I'm the only main breadwinner bringing money into the house. I mean, Michael does have his job, but he doesn't have Monday to Friday work. He might have 3 days work this week, but might not have any jobs for the next 2 weeks. Or, you know, he might work a full week 1 week, but then not have anything for a few weeks after that. So yeah, I don't think we could actually physically afford it as well. So for all the faults that pandemic caused, it's definitely worked out better for some people in that regard. So I think that is all the questions I have for now. But I hope that answered all your questions. If you have any more that you've thought about while I was talking about all these questions, leave them in the comments below, and I can either answer them in the comments or maybe do another quick shorts video on YouTube answering the last few that you might have had. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and definitely check out Bobblehead Craft. I am so happy with that. Let me put my glasses on again, just so you know. Yeah, definitely check out Bobblehead Craft. It is just too good. Look at that. I am so over the moon. Link will be down below, as well as the discount code, so you'll save money. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.